Hey, so here's Jett's excursion yesterday. So I apologize if it's a little wonky throughout this. He was a little excited, as you can see. Anytime I put the boots on, we get some high stepping from him. So he is definitely like, okay, let's go, let's do this. When we hit a hiccup in training, sometimes we need to do something different or just change what the capacity is. I've been so focused on him doing scent work that we need to do something different for him and for me. So this is where I took him out on public access. We're going to start building up that vest time and those booty times. So we went to Office Max. I had to grab a couple things for the training program. And you can see him, for the most part, do pretty well. He is a little more tuggy than I'd like on the slip lead. But again, it's the first couple minutes of him focusing. I can ask him for a sit in a place, and he does really well pausing right here. He ignores all the employees that kind of coo over him and ask all the questions about booties. I didn't record it, but we went through a couple other shops. I wanted just to focus on him, but I wanted to give you kind of a snapshot of him actively working. Kind of what he does. I know you've been taking him out already, which is phenomenal. But this is where you can start holding that expectation with him. Whether you do a belt leash, whether you do a leash that like goes around your torso so it's hands free. He's almost ready for that. I think just either more practice or just more reinforcement might help. He, for the most part, kept his nose to himself. And if I did need to get him a little tug, hey, I need you to focus, he did. But in a second, you're going to see a shift where I work on some place commands and I go up and down the aisle. And he just sits there like a little prince, just happy as can be. So he did really well in this public access capacity. It's reinforcing it and shaping it a little bit more, but that's just reinforcement and consistency. So here's where you can see I had him with me for a little bit and I wasn't asking him anything per se. He just had to stay with me as I was looking at all the different stuff. And this is what we want. The what's next? What's next? Okay, I got this. What's next? So when you're at picking your daughter up for ballet or you're at the grocery store, it's this practice of I just am calm with you looking for what the next step is. He does have a little bit of a giddy up and go when we start walking. So as soon as we start walking after a place command, he's like, woohoo, and like jumps ahead. And it's like, dude, check in, slow down. Again, reinforcement. But I just give him a little tug on that leash. You can see his head where he was like, oh, right, okay, I got this. So we'll probably start adding in more field trips just to keep working on reinforcement of public access and getting him to focus a little bit more as we shift gears on our scent work. One of the things when you check out at a store is asking for that sit command, and you can have him sit beside you, you can have him go between you and the counter, or you can have him behind you as you're facing the checkout, he's behind you giving you space or body blocking. He does do a down quite often. I know we've kind of talked about this where it's just kind of, he's always done it as a puppy. I'm okay with this as long as he's focusing and as long as he's not in the way. So we were waiting in line. There was a line of people. He just plopped down, and that was perfect. I think the funniest thing in this video is you get to see when he's panting, he's kind of focusing a little bit, and then all of a sudden he stops and his mouth does that weird goofy grin, and his lips get stuck in his teeth. Like that. He's such a goofy good boy. But this is what we want when you check out. So he's just chilling as I'm getting ready to check out. Now, his nosiness right there, I gave him an and then he stayed out of it. Now, I did have to correct him about 2 or 3 times with this, because he was like, okay, I left the red and white bag, but what about this blue brown bag over here, or the yellow bag over here? So that's where I moved him a little bit. And then he got a little nosy with the counter, and it's like, nope, I need you to focus. So just practice and just reinforcement.